Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite bags of 2022. Now, we've got a lot of bags here, but we're going to talk about my top 5 bags and then an honorable mention of 2022. So let's get into it with bag number 1. The BO Gear Alpha 19er Spare Camel 2.0 prototype. Now, this is the bag that definitely takes 2022 by storm for me. Now, this is, again, the prototype, so this is basically an unattainable bag, but what this is essentially my favorite bag of all time, which is my original BO Gear Spare Camel with a laptop sleeve added into it. So this differs from the production. There's a whole lot of details, but I mean, you can watch the full video into it, but basically this differs from the production because this is a 500D with webbing as opposed to the 500D faced VX and laser cut moly, different admin panel, lots of difference between this prototype and the original, or in this prototype and the product, but this is closer to the original bag. And honestly, this is probably one of the closest bags that has ever come to like the perfect backpack for me. Short of throwing some water bottle pockets on this, this would be like my ideal backpack that I would probably just stop searching if I could just get, you know, probably one in every single colorway offered. But this bag took 2022 by storm for me. This bag is the reason that I probably didn't review as many packs because I got stuck in this for 3 months. I just couldn't stop using this bag. I absolutely loved it. I was a little worried when I bought a prototype, but I mean, the build quality is top notch. It's built by Alpha 19er, the same place they build the Evade that everyone is totally aware of and used to, the Evade 1.5 and Evade lights and all that and everything. This same factory, same people built this prototype, and yeah, I absolutely love this bag. Again, it goes back to being pretty much one of the big features I missed and didn't have in my original Spare Camel, which is that laptop sleeve. Now, my workaround was it has a pretty generous water bladder sleeve, so I would just keep a padded laptop sleeve inside the laptop in and out. But basically, once I hit like a GR1 and found out that that separate back panel laptop sleeve is just so amazing and nice to have, I kind of wish that I always had that in my BO Gear, and now I do. And that is why I much prefer the PALs over the laser cut moly, but that is why this bag is my number 1, because it literally just took 2022 by storm. I have not used a bag for that extended period of time in quite some time, and I just had no motivation to move on from this bag. I just wanted to keep using it because it was my absolute favorite. So my favorite bag of 2022, number 1 spot, is my BO Gear Alpha 19er Spare Camel 2.0 prototype bag. Bag number 2, my Greenroom 136 EPX 400 Genesis. So this bag here, it was a bit of a surprise. I had the VX42 Rainmaker with the peel down front pocket that I absolutely loved. And then, you know, me and Patrick got together and said, you know, why don't we do an EPX? You don't have any EPX bags out there. So he sent me an EPX. I said, let's go with the Genesis. First bag I ever had from you. Let's go back to the Genesis. And I absolutely love the Genesis. I fell in love with this bag all over again. This was the first bag that I ever had from Greenroom 136. I had an olive Cordura Genesis. Absolutely love that bag. Took that all over New York City. Beat the hell out of that bag. Absolutely loved it. So when I got the EPX, it just reminded me how much I loved this bag. One of my favorite features of this pack is these liner pockets that you have between the inner shell and the outer shell. You have 3 of them. And I absolutely love these things. They come in so handy for so many different things, like unbelievably handy to have these extra liner pockets. It's not like it's taking up any extra space. It's actually utilizing space that would potentially have been wasted, and I absolutely love them. And my introduction into the carry community was actually through messenger bags, like cycling-oriented packs. And this, for me, it kind of has that feel of like a messenger bag almost. So maybe because it's got the top flap on it, it feels like it throws me back to like when I was on the search for the perfect messenger bag, which I did find. Different video. We could talk about that sometime if you want to, but it just makes me feel like, you know, Jeff in his mid-20s looking for the perfect messenger bag all over again. So I just love the style, the aesthetic, the functionality of this bag is great. It's got, actually, I say this about a lot of the Greenroom 136 bags, but it's got almost too much organization, because sometimes I find things in this bag that when I've moved on and I go back to it, I'll find things in a Greenroom 136 bag that I didn't even know I had because I put it in a pocket and then forgot that pocket existed. So very, very organizational, it's a word now. I said it, it's a word. So one of my top bags, number 2, the Greenroom 136 EPX 400 Genesis. I almost said Rainmaker. On to bag number 3. The Remote Equipment Alpha 31 second production run. Now, this bag, as you can tell, is loaded out. I went back into this. I'm kind of switching between the Rainmaker and the Alpha right now. I'm kind of doing like a week or two in each bag and jumping back and forth. But I'm just going to call this V2. It's commonly referred to as V2, although it's technically the second production run, not a second version. If I say P2 or V2, I mean the same thing. So let's just get on with it. Now, this bag is it's amazing. I absolutely love this pack. I have, like a lot of people, been lusting over the Alpha 31 for a long time. Now, the version 1s, the V1s of this bag, they can go for upwards of like $800 on the secondhand market if you can even shake one loose. Now, the bag has a great, it's kind of simple yet amazing design, and it just aesthetically, for me, and I'm guessing for a lot of people since they're $800 used, it just has this great aesthetic to it. So when they announced that they were actually going to do a V2, I got super excited, and then I immediately thought it might be a myth because it just wasn't coming out. But eventually it did come out, and this bag is amazing. Now, brand new, these will run you, I think, $400 for the EPX 600 version, and I did not check the UVX 40 because I don't like the UVX 40. I don't like the aesthetic of it. I don't like the materials. A lot of people love it. That's cool, great, good on you. I don't like it. I think it's kind of ugly, so I like the plain black EPX 600. But I think these were like $360 and $400 when they, for pre-release. So you could pre-order them before they dropped, and that's where I got mine. So I think I got mine for about $360. But even at $400, this bag is totally worth it. Even these sausage pockets, as they've been come to be called, actually work really great, especially if you use some of this simple organization. These are my pound cake and my cupcake from the Wizard Eric Au. They work really great. I orientate the zippers inwards so I can kind of just get it. And actually, did I put that one in backwards? Nope, I did. It's there. So I can actually access these. It's really hard to do backwards. Yeah, when you're trying to do it backwards, I can access these and get everything inside. It keeps the pocket looking pretty clean, and I can still organize inside these big sausage pockets. In these zippers, even though they're AquaGuard, they unzip and zip very easily. This bag is great. You got the roll top for expansion. You can use it for one bag travel. It's got front access, so you can take it down and use it for an EDC if it's all rolled up. You have your side access for your laptop. So I just generally really love this bag. Now, I was expecting great things out of this bag, and I got them. This bag was just great. I absolutely loved this pack. I'm blown away by how detailed this bag is and how well it functioned. It was worth the wait, I guess to say. Yeah, like I waited years to get one, and I really love this pack. On to bag number 4, the Matador Beast 28. Now, this bag I got because I wanted it. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the look of it. It had a lot of the features I was looking for a hiker, because this is my day pack. This is what I take hiking. This is currently loaded up with all of my hiking essentials. This bag's just completely functioning. Now, there's one kind of big flaw in it, and that's this front pocket is really deep, so things can kind of work themselves down to the bottom, and you can have to kind of dig all the way down for it. But other than that, this bag has really functioned quite well for me. It's very comfortable. It's packable, but yet it's still comfortable. I've been carrying a decent sized load. In the summer, I'm carrying water for me, my wife, my daughter, and my dog. So I have a fair bit of water in here. And even though these aren't very thick padded shoulder straps, because it's a packable bag, it still carries really, really nicely. There is an internal frame in here. It's a wire frame. You do those little twisties and it turns into like this little round pancake when you're packing it up, and it came in its own little mesh stuff sack, so you can kind of stick it in there and cinch it down to keep it packed. But yes, this is a packable day pack. And at 28 liters, it seems like it'd be kind of big for a day pack and be a packable day pack, but it packs down really well. I don't really pack it down too often. It's just my day pack, and it's always packed up and ready to go out the door whenever we decide to hit the woods. So I don't actually break it down very often, but it also has a hip belt if you're into those things. I'm not. I mean, if I'm carrying a super heavy load, yeah, I'll wear one, but it does come with a removable hip belt, which you can see is removed on my bag, but it holds 32-ounce Nalgene's in the water bottle pockets. It wears really well. I've worn this in a t-shirt. I've worn this over multiple layers, and when it's real cold, I've worn this in like a snow squall, and it was great. This bag worked. Nothing inside the bag got wet. I keep my maps inside a Ziploc bag just to be safe, but I carry the basics. I carry food like snacks, water. There's a bigger first aid kit in here, a little bit of tools, there's a knife in here, the essentials that carry in a day pack. And again, I carry for 3 humans. One's 4 years old, so she doesn't require a lot because, she's little, but she still drinks a lot of water. And the bag is comfortable to wear. Absolutely thrilled with this purchase. Great purchase. People ask me in that video all the time if I'm still using this bag, my thoughts on it, and you know what? I'm still using this bag and I still love it. And, if you want to see my full thoughts on it, there's a video for that. Moving on to bag number 5. The GORUCK Long Range Rucker 33 liter. When they announced this bag, I got really, really excited after seeing it because this is essentially a GR2 at half the cost. The main difference is that this has a ruck plate carry on the inside, and it technically has 1 liter less because this is 33 liters as opposed to 34 liter GR2, and that is because this lacks the laptop sleeve. But the plate carrier pocket on the inside doubles over as a laptop sleeve. So you might lose about 1 liter or 2 of internal space because of this padded plate carrier sleeve. But one of the big things there, hold your ears, I try to block off the major Velcro field with a bunch of patches. There is this removable foam block that your weight will sit on, so it's not bouncing, and it just kind of helps the weight. It keeps it higher up on the back and a better spot on your back. But you take this out, and this pocket lays so much flatter. You still have some padding up here on the top, and this is to prevent the plate from coming up and hitting you in the back of the neck when you're rucking and doing different exercises. So that is still going to be there, but if you take this little block out, you actually get a lot of that space back, and then you can still utilize this pocket for your laptop because this pocket is still floating. It's not actually on the bottom of the bag, so you can still put a laptop in here and it's still not going to be hitting the ground. Now personally, I've been traveling with this block in because I have not been taking a long trip, long weekends, so I've just been leaving that in there, and honestly, even just packing my clothes, it's been fine. I've used this to help organize my clothing and whatnot. But this is a 2-compartment bag, so in the front compartment you have more organization, just like a GR2. It has all of the organization of a GR2, the difference being that it has a plate carrier on the inside and not a laptop sleeve on the outside, and then, drain holes, which kind of suck. But, if I'm using this as my travel bag, I'm not intending on putting this down in any water. You can ruck with this, that's what it's intended for. I have a Rucker 3.0, that's the bag that I used to ruck in. So I bought this solely to use like I would use a GR2, and that would be as like a 1-bag travel. And I have used this quite a bit this past summer for some long weekends, and it worked great for me. And again, you pull that block out and you get a little extra space in there, and then the liter or 2 that people are complaining about, you basically got it back. Now, I have one bag that is an honorable mention. My hot pink Mystery Ranch Galligator. Now this bag seems maybe out of place. It's bright pink, orange. It's a tri-zip bag. If you've been following this channel for a while, I don't like tri-zip bags, but I needed a swim bag. My daughter was taking swim classes. We go to the lake in the summer. We were taking some trips to the beach, day trips to the beach, long weekends at the beach. We go to the lake. Did I say that? I think I said the lake. Friends' pools, all that, state parks and stuff. We have little state park beaches and pools around here. So we do a lot of swimming in the summer. And I was using this generic Herschel bag that you know, I used it because it was actually more comfortable than the Herschel Little America that I had. I sold that thing off. It was way more comfortable than that. And the materials were pretty thin, so it actually dried pretty quick. But the top access could be a bit of a problem. It was a bit of a headache sometimes. The drawstring kind of sucked on it. I replaced it with some paracord, works a little better. I digress. I was looking for a better quality, better option. And I saw this on Zappos. I got like one of those targeted ads on Zappos. And for some reason, the pink and the bright blue were on sale for, I don't remember. They were cheap. They were pretty cheap. So I ordered it. I said, screw it. I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna get the Galligator. I probably will hate it, but I'll get it in pink because Hazel loves pink. Her favorite colors are pink and purple, so I got it in bright pink. And you know what? For like an aquatics bag, the tri-zip design for me works really, really great. I could easily just unzip the bag and get that sunscreen that fell to the bottom. That was a pain in the butt to get with that that Herschel bag because that was a top loader. And when we're getting ready, I do just kind of flay the whole thing open. You can see I have some wipes that are still in here or something. Yeah, there's some wipes in there that are probably no good at this point. But the bag just worked really, really well for me as an aquatics bag. Now as an EDC, me and the tri-zip design, we do not get along at all. But for an aquatics bag, this bag is great. The materials, I believe it's a 210 Robic nylon. It's thin, it's pretty durable, but it dries really quick. I can flay it open. I can get the sunscreen if we're at the lake, at the beach, at the pool, that falls to the bottom. I can pack the wet stuff at the bottom. I put it sometimes, no, it's a Ziploc bag. I usually just use like grocery bags. Throw a grocery bag at the bottom and I can get whatever I need. We need that towel, we need the sunscreen, we need some bug spray. I can get all that stuff pretty easily. And this bag has worked absolutely great for that purpose for me. So I finally found a use for the tri-zip design for me, and that is as an aquatics bag. As an EDC, again, not so much for me. As an aquatics bag, the Galligator works great. The tri-zip design is great. The 210 Robic nylon is great because it dries pretty quick, and it's actually pretty comfortable. I wore this all around Wildwood. This was the only backpack I brought. I'm sorry, I lied. I brought my long-range rucker for all my clothes, and then this was the backpack that I used to carry around. So this was my carry bag to just throw all my stuff in to get to and from the hotel. You know, the car was loaded up with a whole lot of other stuff, but that was the bag that carried all of my stuff. But the rest was my wife's and my daughter's. And then this backpack was my beach bag where I threw, you know, all the stuff in, and I just pulled that stuff out at night when we're going on the boardwalk, and I just threw this on my back, and I can throw all of the Crane Machine winnings and junk that we bought on the boardwalk right in here. Worked great for me. So I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised with the performance of the Galligator for me. So there we have it. Yes, I did kind of breeze through that. And I knew if I didn't, this would be like an hour-long video of me geeking out about each and every one of these bags. So I tried my best to go quick, go fast, and get through it. Otherwise, you never would have watched the video because this literally would have been an hour or more long. So with that, let's see what bags shine for me in 2023. What are the best? What are the worst? We'll find out. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.